Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another episode, season 4, episode 20. Hopefully, you guys are having a fantastic day. Hopefully, everything is going well. But guys, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about Barcelona as they're continuing their superb form, both in La Liga and in the Champions League. Barcelona right now are doing absolutely amazing. And then, as well, when you're talking about Frenkie de Jong, what's going on with him, and as well as Ansu Fati. But guys, before I get started with the video, make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. Everything is posted down below in the description. And if you guys do want to join and have a conversation with us and also give input, just go on X, click on the StreamYard link, and you will be able to join. What's up, Van Lee? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully, you are very, very good. Avado, what is up? And NJ, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yo, sorry, no face today. I'm driving home, but how we doing?
Wait, can you hear me?
How are you guys?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
hear
I
you.
can. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good.
How
You?
are you, Alvaro?
Good, bro. I feel like every time that we try to predict the score for Barca, they overperform, which is great to see. But yeah, we're doing good. But vibes are high.
See, but that's great news. That is absolutely great.
That is great
Um,
news.
and NJ, how are you, bro?
I'm good. You? How are you, man?
I'm great. I'm great. Looking at Barcelona, looking at the news that what's it called that we're emerging today. I've been very, very happy, and I want to start off by talking about Barcelona. I want to talk about Hansi Flick because I talked about earlier in one of my earlier videos today, discussing how Barcelona, they've basically made history. Barcelona in the first 16 games, they've broken the record, and they've scored what's it called? I believe it was 55 goals, which
Yeah,
was the most.
Yeah, that record was held since like 1950 something, right?
60s. Yeah,
No, it was 1950, 1951, the record and everything. And Barcelona, they managed to break it. And they have the best start in the first 16 games. That's absolutely crazy, man. When you look at the amount of goals that Robert Lewandowski is scoring, everything like that. And as well, Barcelona, they've scored the most goals in the Champions League, most goals in La Liga, and the most goals in the top 5 leagues. That is impressive. But Alvaro, I'll go to you first and then I'll go to NJ. But why do you think Barcelona they're scoring so many goals?
I think it's just aggressiveness and the players playing comfortably in their play style. We see how freely Rafinha is playing now. We saw him under Xavi. He was pretty much just crossing balls in the area every single time. I remember that we were roasting Barca at one point, being like, you guys can't just win off crossing the ball in the area. And
Crossing Salah.
Rafinha was doing that all season, and now he's playing freely. He looks comfortable. Lamine Yamal added a whole other dimension to his game with the passing. Now he's not only going for the goal. I guess we have David Beckham playing right back right now because he got 3 assists from Conde. He was great. Nah, but
No,
it's just
it's not David Beckham. It's Cafu. It's Cafu.
Tafu.
Cafu.
So I mean, the team looks fluid. Like you don't see the team playing choppy or anything. They look comfortable, and they're winning against who they're supposed to win. 5 goals. I know I predicted 3-0, so at least I got the goal differential right. But it was a good game. It was a very good game.
Okay, okay. And NJ, why do you think Barcelona they're scoring so many goals right now?
because they have the right personnel. They have a structure. They have a proper system, and Flick is putting every player in the right position. Because in Xavi's system, we were playing 4-3. They were making like, Rafinha as a creator, even though that's not his role. Because I know that Rafinha throughout his career in Sporting and Leeds, he's always been playing counter-attack football. And in Xavi's time, he wasn't able to do that because, again, we were still dysfunctional. But now with Flick, we have a proper role for each player. Like, okay, so this is what you do: you attack, you defend. The common,
Okay.
yeah. So we have a proper structure and the right personnel.
Okay. Van Lee says it's the gegenpress. Why we're scoring so much? We have the deepest bench in Europe. I don't know about the deepest bench because I do think some teams maybe could have a little bit more quality right there. But I do agree that Barcelona playing the way that under Hansi Flick and as well, the players playing so well. You're looking at the stats of Robert Lewandowski's putting up. He's only one goal away from reaching 100 in the UCL. And being included in. in the top three as well for players who scored more than 100 goals. You're looking at the stats that Rafinha is putting up. He's already surpassed his goal tally in both of the two seasons that have gone by at Barcelona. And as well, you talk about Lamine Yamal, the brilliance that he's doing. It's just absolutely fantastic to see Barcelona doing so well. And I want to ask you guys. I want to ask you first, Salvador, and then go to NJ. But looking at Barcelona right now, what expectations do you have of this team? Because at the start of the season, we were saying, hey, our goal right now is to compete for big trophies and everything, make Barcelona competitive. But looking at how well Barcelona is playing, you're thinking, hey, maybe this team could give us a little bit more. There's treble talks among the Barcelona fan base, but I don't want to get involved in that treble talk just yet. But I want to know your thoughts, Salvador.
I mean, at this point, you gotta think UCL. Like the way they're playing. Tell me right now how many teams in Europe are playing at a higher level than Barca. What?
I know. I would only say the only team who's playing at a similar level is Liverpool,
Yeah,
because
but
Liverpool,
basically, yeah.
There you go,
yeah.
Liverpool, and
Hmm.
so you can count those teams with one hand. Like Barca is set up in a really good spot right now, and obviously I don't want to be those fans that are saying trouble because again, La Liga, we're I mean I don't want to say we're dominating it right now, but we're looking extremely comfortable in La Liga, and I mean we 4-0'd our biggest rival. But and then the UCL after that first hiccup in the first game of the UCL, they're looking good. Right now, you have to think UCL final. The way they're playing, I know this form is not shouldn't be maintainable because it is really high level of football. But you have to be thinking UCL final and definitely winning La Liga.
Okay. NJ, thoughts?
Wait, what was the question again?
Oh, just expectations for this season. Looking at how
Okay,
Barcelona they're playing right now.
like
You know.
I don't know if you remember me and you, Ellis, we were talking about like as long as we have a proper structure and we play
Yeah.
beautiful football, you know, as long as we compete, we're good with that. Like minimum La Liga, obviously, because that's a minimum requirement for our coach, right? Even Valverde won that. But now, but now that we're performing very well, I expect a Supercopa, La Liga, and Copa del Rey in a minimum semi-final in the Champions League.
Okay. So you're going for a really successful season,
Yeah,
under Hansi Flick. I think right now, basic, we talked about Barcelona, competing, showing up, and being able to go toe to toe with any team in the world. And I think Barcelona, they've proven that they've gone toe to toe against Bayern Munich, they've gone toe to toe against Real Madrid, and we've gone ahead and we've beaten them comfortably. I will say that Barcelona this season they have been great, but I would also say right now the goal is to win La Liga. I think that should be one of our priorities,
and like
because
our bare
Barcelona.
minimum.
Exactly. Like Barcelona, they've always been a team that if they are going to win and they do well in Europe, we are a team that needs to be very regularly. I would say we're not like for example, Madrid that can just win even though they're playing bad. No, I
Yeah,
think Barcelona, when they win, they do play very well. And obviously, looking at that, just La Liga, I don't think that's enough for how well we are playing. Obviously, you want to throw in maybe a cup trophy there, a Super Copa España, a Copa del Rey. We're gonna have
yeah,
to see how Barcelona do and everything. But I want to take each game as it goes.
yeah,
Game by game, we develop and everything. I don't
yeah.
want to be focusing too much on, for example, on
Like,
the game coming in
yeah,
April and
exactly.
May and everything. Yeah,
Mm,
because in these cup competitions, anything can happen.
yeah,
Man City, they've been one of the
50-50.
best. Yeah, well, basically, if Barcelona they're not very, very good on the day, you can get knocked out.
Yeah,
You've seen how what's it called, Man City at times they were the best team in Europe for so long, and they've only won one Champions League in what I would say 6 to 7 years.
7 years run with Pep.
Uh-huh. Exactly, just something like
That's the
that.
thing. It shows it's hard to win that cup. It's hard.
Hmm. Uh-huh. Bentley says the reason why the treble is in play, we are outplaying with each competition on a ladder basis. League already under control. Next Copa del Rey, and then Champions League in spring. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Right
Yeah,
now,
for sure.
Barcelona they're on course for the treble, but I don't want to
Mm.
have that conversation just yet,
Not yet, not
because
yet.
because there's a very, very long road ahead of
Yeah,
us until we reach that time, until the business end of the
yeah.
season.
That's gonna
Right
be in
now.
the conversation once we reach the knockout
Mhm.
stage. That's what matters the most.
Exactly. Hopefully that isn't into the play. For example, because what happens, let's say in the Copa del Rey, we have Atletico Madrid or Athletic Club, for
Hmm.
example, in that competition, and we unfortunately go out. Hopefully that's not the case and everything. And hopefully Barcelona they are able to have a deep run in the Copa del Rey as
Yeah,
well in the Champions League and
exactly.
hopefully
Yeah.
win La Liga. But anything can happen
Hmm.
in those games. And that's why I think, hey, you know what? Right now, we're happy that Barcelona is doing
Yeah,
fantastically well, but let's hold off these treble talks for a
exactly.
little bit more.
Take it easy, game by game, bro.
100%. But now I want to be talking about Frankie De Jong because Frankie De Jong, in yesterday's match, I wouldn't say he was particularly brilliant, and I'm not going to be too bash or like hard on Frankie De Jong or even Ansu Fati, for example, because we're going to talk about Ansu Fati later in the episode. Because Barcelona right now they're in a good momentum. I don't want to single out players who are performing bad or anything, but we do have to talk about these players because they have been I would say a little bit underwhelming, and Barcelona right now, everyone is firing on all cylinders. And when the player isn't at that level, it is noticeable. But I will say Frankie de Jong in the game against Real Madrid, he
Yeah,
did, have a good cameo, but that was the cameo. This was a start in a big Champions League match in which we needed 3 points. And I'll start off by saying right here, Manley's thoughts on Frankie de Jong. Frankie has to go for both sporting and financial reasons. Casado has demoted him, rightfully so. More well-rounded midfielder.
I mean, honestly, no, finish. Don't worry.
And the exclusive mindset says this De Jong performance was disgusting. I can't. There are Frankie sexuals. The guy needs to be sold immediately before his contract expires. And so I'm gonna go to you first because this is going to be the Frankie De Jong basically topic. Thoughts on Frankie De Jong? Because Frankie De Jong, he is a player on big wages, one of our big superstars in this team, experienced players, and I just want your thoughts on the situation, his play time, his performances, everything of the sort.
Honestly, I was talking to Alex, my brother, about this, and it's come to the point Barca is so well set up for the future in the midfield then at this point you let Frankie finish the season and hopefully rise up his stock and market value and you sell him for however much you can in the summer. I don't see him. I do want to keep him to the other season at least for depth, but for Barca's sake, Barca has bigger needs in different areas that you can sell Frankie. I mean, what would you say is Frankie's market value right now?
60
probably
million, 60,
yeah,
70.
I will take that in a heartbeat. With the way he's playing
I will.
and the way that we're set up in the midfield, sell him for 60 and use that 60 for up in the attack, maybe on defense. But honestly, I don't really got much to say after how injured he has been. I really don't expect much from him. We're gonna talk about Sufati later. I feel the same way about him. Again, I see him more at this point as a super sub, Frankie, because the way Casado and Pedri are playing, Frankie, I know they did this game to rest the starters, but he's just not looking comfortable.
Okay. NJ, thoughts on Frankie De Jong right now?
okay. Again, like with Frankie, he just came back from injury, which is it's not really an excuse, but again, you have to look at from his day one from Barcelona to now. He has what he had what fucking Valverde, he had fucking Kuman, he had Chabi, he had was that guy from the coach after
Kiki
yeah,
Setien.
City M. Like that's four different philosophy of football players. He never had a proper role. Like he was never free when he played because he had to play DM, he had to play this role and that role. But now, yes, I understand that a lot of people are annoyed with Frankie now because because of salary. But listen, Frankie is a unique player, something that we luckily have. But again, will he start? Maybe some games, maybe. No, but most likely Pedri will be the starter for sure, no matter what. But with Frankie, having Frankie we're lucky to have him as a super sub again.
Okay.
But again,
Uh,
again, if he wants to stay, he has to lower his wage and understand that what he will play, but he won't be a full time starter. Simple as that.
what do you think is going to happen with Frankie De Jong at the end of the season? Did you just
Uh,
see how things are going right now?
it depends to be honest. If he okay, obviously he just came from injury, right? In
Yeah.
in, in it's only November. Let's see. by March or April to see if he actually improved. If he improved, I I'm pretty sure Flick will want him to stay, but he will ask Frankie to like lower his wage. What's that?
Okay. Okay. I have the thoughts.
Here's the thing. Frankie has already shown that he's not willing to lower the wages, and either way, think about the midfield next year. Fermin, Pedri, Gavi, Casado. You
Yeah,
can
but
even count
but
Dani
again,
You
for
have
me,
Bernal coming back.
for me,
So I mean,
yeah, but
at some point, a
yeah,
player earning those wages cannot be starting off the bench. That's already something that Barca needs to move on with. He was already their star midfielder in the past years. He's not that. He's not the case anymore. And Barca, they have recovered financially, but you can't. Again, I don't see him because he has shown that he's not willing to do it. I don't see him significantly lowering his wages, and he's gonna be getting bench minutes.
yeah, yeah. No, we'll see. We'll see in the end of the season if he turning. But for now, people, it's okay. It's okay. People doubted him. Because ever since he came, people always doubted him. It's what it is.
Okay. Second thoughts on Frankie de Jong right now because his performance yesterday against Red Star Belgrade. I honestly wanted more from Frankie de Jong
Yeah, I
because
wanted more from him.
like looking at how well Pedri's performing in the base, looking at how well Marcasol is performing, this is your first start. Say, hey, show Hansi Flick why he should be playing you ahead of Pedri, why he should be playing
Oh,
you ahead of Marcasol,
he's not gonna.
and and he didn't do that. I felt his performance was too passive. It wasn't I didn't show hunger from him. Hunger to say, hey, I am Frankie de Jong. I need a starting position. Just so second thoughts on Frankie de Jong right now.
So, but I like your picture, by the way.
Yeah, it's not mine. It's Hans Dieter Flick. Okay, so yeah, we are talking about Frankie De Jong, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I I watched the entire game. After our last game, that the Real Madrid game against AC Milan.
Uh-huh.
So you know also Thierry Henry broke that game up. That Jude Bellingham is making more runs instead of Mbappe. Why do you think Mbappe is not making the runs? We have seen in the Barcelona game, he was making the runs and he was getting caught offside like 8 times. So why was not he making the runs in AC Milan game? Because I think he was afraid to get caught offside again and again, just like the Barcelona game. So I think this is the same case with Frenkie De Jong. You know, he was, last seasons or when he was playing with Busquets, he was trying to play those over the top balls, the through balls, playing with more intensity. But his balls are not as precise as even Casado has more precision in playing the balls than Frankie De Jong now. So I think if and he knows that everyone is criticizing him regarding his contract. Every fan is on his back because of his injuries and wages. So I think he's just trying to play it safe. He's just finding the safe faces,
he just came
playing
back from
passive.
an injury.
He
That's all.
yeah, he just don't want to make
Yeah,
mistakes in his game.
give him until March, at least March.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, and
absolutely.
also, we shouldn't be so harsh on him. I know he has wages and all this in his attitude on this pitch and defensive mistakes. Also, we have to consider that he is coming back from a long injury. You know, also
I
give he need to jail with his teammates also.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Right now, I'm doing. We're just having a discussion, just like on how Frankie de Jong is doing right now. On both, for example, Frankie de Jong and Ansu Fati. I say Barcelona have faith in these guys. Trust in them, and then we'll have this conversation at the end of the season. On whether a player should be staying or leaving. But every single Barcelona player right now, they have our full support. Barcelona they're doing well. Hansi Flick is doing well. If Hansi Flick views for De Jong as a player needed in the team, then I'm all for it. Because he's the boss. He's having Barcelona, play so well. Breaking records, goal scoring records, and everything.
yeah.
I'm
Wait,
not.
start to some games from the cup games or like the lower level La Liga.
Yeah. To be honest,
Yeah,
every player has a role. Even Frenkie De Jong is playing game, so
Yeah, everybody has a
maybe he
role.
will not be he will not be a starter, but he at least he has a playing time and his role in his team.
Like
okay.
like
Well,
like
we'll see.
how he's doing with Gavi. He's slowly introducing him. That's basically what he's doing with Frankie.
Okay. Okay. And that's actually a good segue because I want to talk about this graphic that I basically talked about on today's video, and it was about Ansu Fati. And Ansu Fati right now, he hasn't been getting that many minutes. He's received 137 minutes in 11 matches. So basically, I would
Even
say.
Pau Victor is getting more minutes than Ansu Man at this point.
Exactly. This graphic right here. So, as you can see, the only considerable amounts of minutes that he's had in recent weeks was against Sevilla, in which he started. But keep this in mind that he actually wasn't set to start in that match. Eric Garcia, he got injured during the warm up, and against Alaves, in which he came on for 23 minutes, and against Young Boys for 26. But other than that, in 11 matches, you've been seeing 0-0-0-2, 5-5-0-0, and I mean Frankie de Jong, Ansu Fati in preseason, there were conversations saying, "Hey, Hansi Flick, he sees Ansu Fati at a top level," but if he is at a top level, why aren't we seeing him more? I'll go to you first, but before I hear what second and you have to say, but thoughts on Ansu Fati's minutes so far? Is it a cause for concern, or do you think, hey, Ansu Fati right now he's returning from injury, let's have faith, sort of similar to what we were saying about Frankie de Jong?
Look, honestly, fully healthy or returning from injury, I expected this at the start of the season. I know one of Sigab or MJ, one of them had predicted Ansu Fati to have 10 goals at the end of the season. I saw them bringing back Ansu Fati almost as like a courtesy move. Like, oh, you know what? You were once the next Messi. They gave you number 10. Let's see if you have anything left in the tank. But I never saw him coming back and being an impactful player. Honestly, injured or not, I still don't see him doing much. I was happy to see the other day when he scored that offside goal against Espanyol. It was a nice play. He was outside by a mile, but he still has intensity in him. First of all, he doesn't have space in that team. Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, and Dani Olmo are not going to give him any space to start. And he's not even a super sub at this point. Paul Victor is getting more minutes than him, like you said. So it's just sad, but I don't see much changing, bearing any injuries.
Okay, so Alvaro, you don't see Ansu Fati like having I would say a better run of form or improving his performances
Honestly,
in the next upcoming weeks, last months.
I see him playing these like the Copa Ide and Super Copa games. I see him playing those because that's the best way to get a little more into his motion and into his um type of player. But I don't see this. I just don't imagine him having a more impactful role in the team. I really don't.
Okay.
We're seeing who Hansi Flick's go tos are off the bench, and he's not part of them.
So it is a cause for concern. His
In
minutes.
my opinion, it is a cause for concern, but it was something that should have been expected at the start of the season.
Okay, okay. Um, NJ thoughts?
Yeah, yeah, with Ansu Fati, yeah, it's quite kind of concerned, but what can we do about it, right? Because again, Rafinha's on form, and again, obviously, we've spoken this before many times, Elias, that like if you're gonna be a super sub, when they call your name, you gotta perform, which is we've been talking that every time, right? So I feel like, yeah, with Ansu Fati, I feel like he can offer more, but he has to show it to us that like even if he like did some shot, like one shot, but he's not showing it.
Okay. Second thoughts on Ansu Fati right now?
Yeah, I think can we expect at least 5 goals and 5 assists from him for this entire season?
For a super sub, come on, not bad. But again,
No, I
Yeah,
mean for Super Two, those are good numbers, but looking at how things are
you
going right
know
now,
he's getting minutes. It's not like he's getting minutes, but we are not really seeing his impact on the game.
yeah, he's
Maybe he scored some offside goals here and there, but you need to make some impact to get more minutes.
yeah, cause I feel like when Fati played with Olmo, I feel like Olmo did more. Like Olmo had to do more job instead of Fati.
Look at Olmo. He took like 7 shots in all these games and scored 5 goals,
Yeah,
even after all the injuries. And Ansu Fati, like
yeah,
he has been injured this season. He has been fit all this season.
yeah. Good. Yeah, that's a good point. Wait, is Elias froze?
Yeah, go on. You are the host now. You are
Uh,
the senior here.
all right. So yeah. So yeah. So what do you think that Fadi should do to improve, or to like not start every game, like more of like how can he improve, so that that Flick will give him more chances.
I think we all agree that his main threat is main attribute is that he's a good scorer and finisher, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We agree that. Yeah,
So
sure.
yeah, so in order to gain confidence, he just needs to score some goals or at least hit the net.
Yeah,
Convert some finish it, and that's
100%.
why
Yeah, I
that's
agree
how
with you.
he will gain. Yeah, he will gain some confidence.
Yeah,
The
because I
confidence he's
think.
gonna gain is
Yeah.
gonna come from playing those Copa del Rey and Super Copa games that are
Mm-hmm.
against third division teams and shit like that. But again, I in the UCL now after the tables like after we finish playing those group games,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him playing in the round 16 or anything like
Oh, no,
that.
no, no,
And
no.
in La Liga, if we play one of these worst teams in the table,
Yeah,
I could see him playing maybe 10 15 minutes tops.
yeah,
But again, those days of him being an impactful player, I think they're behind him. I wouldn't be surprised if after this season he goes to play in Saudi or maybe for
Syria team.
another league in
Yeah.
another league in
Yeah,
Europe. I'm not
I
sure,
think
but
maybe he will go to some La Liga team like Sevilla or something.
Oh, yeah.
maybe La Liga team, maybe some team in Holland, maybe a French team. But I don't see him again. It's not smart for business for Barca to be having him there just rotting on the bench when you have people like Paul Victor and youngsters in Barca B coming up.
And then more, and then other players that we might sign in summer as well. So yeah, makes sense.
And true, just like having Ansu Fati on the bench,
Elias,
for example. What happened?
what is Fati's market value right now? I know it's not high, but
Like
Oh,
15,
10,
12 to
10
15,
million.
10
all
to
yeah.
right,
10 to 12.
I'll take 10 15 million, dude.
Yeah, it is what
I
it is.
mean,
His career was down the hill when we
It's sad.
sent him to loan to Brighton.
Yeah, it's
mhm.
sad. He was supposed to be the next Messi. He was given
Yeah.
Barca's number 10, but you gotta move on at some point.
I mean, I
Man
mean,
United put in an offer for 100 million for him, and Barcelona rejected that.
Who?
Man United.
And Man
When?
United we just dumped him.
Yeah, exactly. Man United put in a bid for 100 million, and Barcelona rejected it. But this was
When?
during no, this was like in 2019 around
Nah,
there. Like
yeah,
when
but in 2019 we all thought he was gonna be the next Messi. Yeah,
exactly. But now look at that, pff,
yeah.
bro. It's crazy. And talking about that, Ansu Fati is among the highest paid players at Barcelona right now. And the thing is, like, for Ansu Fati's role, you can have someone from La Masia fulfill that. You don't need to have a player,
or
on such high wages.
we might even sign a super sub, like a Raul Moro or a fucking Brian Zaragoza,
Yeah, I
as
mean,
well.
what's it
Also,
called?
also, guys, at least, we are not doing him dirty. As a club, at least our club is giving him chances, sending him on loan. At least give him at least this season. Then we can decide whatever to do
Yeah,
with him.
yeah,
Precisely. But looking at how things are going right now, towards the end of the season, Ansu Fati, it's most likely if this form continues, if he isn't able to to put up numbers, for example, this is going to be his last season at Barcelona, and it's
it
pretty
is.
sad. It's
Yeah,
it's
until
pretty sad
March.
because
Yeah, March or
uh-huh,
April to prove it.
mhm, basically, on merit, Lamine should be earning Ansu Fati's salary right now. Oh,
Kubarsi,
absolutely,
even Kubarsi,
bro. And did you guys see
he's
the
getting
the
blooded in the face.
process?
He's getting stitches.
Yeah, bro. And then, dude, that guy's such a beast, man. That guy's an absolute monster. But all right, guys. Any final thoughts on that you guys wanted to talk about before we end off the stream and everything?
All right, let's talk about Gyökeres and Haaland. Like which one fits more in the system.
Ooh. Oh, well, I mean, we already had that discussion on the watch. I
Oh,
mean, but if you guys,
Yo,
if you guys
Yeah.
don't have,
I'm low-key eating the what I said about Holland after what he did to Man City, bro. I know Man City has some starters injured, but his market value after this season is gonna skyrocket, dude.
No, Gyökeres is going to be a lot of top clubs are going to be vying for Gyökeres
He's
signing.
looking dangerous.
I think Arsenal are interested, Man United, Barcelona. Bro, there's going to be so many teams who are going to be looking for a
What
signing.
about the goalkeeping? I know. What do you guys? Who are you guys thinking?
Goalkeeping.
If you ask me, the things that I've spoken to some Barca fans and they're still keen on Ter Stegen.
No,
I'm ready to move on from him.
no.
It's sad, but it's the reality. If
I
I'm
mean,
I
Barca,
think,
if I'm
yeah, I think
Barca,
not only you, even our club is, I think, ready to move on from him. They are looking
no,
for,
we have to move on. We have to move
goalkeepers.
forward.
yeah,
Yeah,
if I'm Barca and I get rid of Frankie and free up some money, I can't give you a name right now of a top goalkeeper that will be available, but I will prioritize a goalkeeper over a striker right now.
Yeah, for sure,
Um,
for sure.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, in my I think
The top two.
at center back we're strong with Araujo and Cubarsí and Inigo Martinez. We were strong there, and at fullbacks I don't really see a glaring a hole right now. Balde is holding down at left back, and Conte is looking good. So I think goalkeeper is the biggest
Yeah,
issue right
because
now.
we're heavily linked with Diogo Costa from Porto, but the problem with Costa, he's prone to mistakes as well. Like he's fucking, he's so prone to mistake. By the way, he's good, but again, we're linked with the little
are
goalkeeper
you
as well.
also aren't you guys excited to see how does Chesney does when he plays? I am really excited. He is just
I,
smoking cigarette in dressing room, doing nothing.
Yeah, bro. Like I actually want to see like, hey, is he at the top level? But in regards to the striker position, in regards to Gyökeres and everything, if Barcelona potentially don't go after Gyökeres, Jonathan David is there on a free, as a substitute, sort of like a temporary striker. If Barcelona, then they're gonna go for example for a Holland or for a super striker or anything, then he could be an option. But in regards to Arsenal right here, I don't know if we can outbid Arsenal. Bentley says they're going to go hard for on Gyökeres and want him out after
You think
6 months.
you think that Joker is gonna pass on Barcelona and pick Arsenal?
Exactly. I think regardless
You
of
don't
that,
exactly. You don't need to outbid anyone. Look at Kunde, Rafinha. We took them
uh-huh,
under the
He
nose
rather
from
have
Chelsea.
Joker's rather sign for Man United over Arsenal, no matter what.
uh-huh. Gyökeres, if Barcelona go in for Gyökeres, Barcelona are going to get Gyökeres. The only
They're not gonna
problem
pay. They're not
is,
gonna pay 100 million. They're not gonna pay 100 million.
it's Barcelona is can Barcelona afford him, because Sporting, like potentially we won't have to pay his release clause, but we're gonna have to pay a big chunk of money, maybe 50 to 70 million around there,
I mean,
potentially
it's fair
a
enough
little.
though, because he's on form. Plus, we can give him Roque and Trincao, anyways.
I know, but precisely, but I mean, like that would be the only problem, and on the Gyökeres signing is like, hey, could Barcelona afford that signing? But looking at how Barcelona they have deals on the back burner, looking at how what's it called, they're working to get to the one-to-one rule. Barcelona, they should be able to afford a signing
Yeah,
of that quality
yeah, we should be
in
good with
such
the
time.
signings.
Hmm.
Again, for left back, bro, we need to find someone backup, bro. We cannot rely on.
Vages, who's on loan right
Oh yeah,
now at
Bias as well, but again, Bias. I mean, yeah, we can sign again. He'll play preseason anyway, so he'll be good. But
uh,
right now, he's been frozen out.
okay,
That's
okay.
the thing. Because he didn't want to re-sign the contract, so he's not
um
playing.
Well, I mean, we're going to see what's happening in these next upcoming days in regards to Gyökeres and everything, because right now he's like the most talked striker in the world right
Yeah,
now.
for goalkeeper, yeah, it's either Joe Costa, the goal Bias, or the goalkeeper from Lille. Because the
Hmm.
goalkeeper from Lille, oh my, he's actually good, bro. In
But
form.
okay,
Also, guys, did De Jong got called up for Netherlands teams or not?
Oh, wait, hold a minute,
Do you
hold a
know?
minute. Yeah, hold a minute. Before we end this conversation, go ahead, go ahead.
no, yeah, Go, what's it called? I don't know as of yet. I think
Because
so. I
I
don't
was
know.
saying Mbappe again didn't got called up. I don't think
Oh yeah,
De Jong has been also not getting called up. I
I mean,
think I
they'll
don't know
just get
whether
back.
they are dropping them or not, or what they are doing with them.
What do you call
Mm.
this? Yeah, I'm gonna say you want Enzo Fernandez in the team. Are you okay? Yeah, are
No.
you okay?
I know. I mean, in regards to Enzo, I said, hey, if Enzo is available on a loan or on a cheaper deal, then I'm perfectly fine with him. World Cup winner and everything, I'd be fine
Okay,
with
but
him.
stop with the
I
World
am
Cup.
not.
No, that's
I'm
like 3 years
not
ago.
fine.
That was 3 years ago, man.
See, but that's Chelsea. Like he's at Chelsea right now. Things are going well
What
at Chelsea.
what do you mean? What do you mean? They're playing good football. They're fourth. They're fourth in the table. What do you mean?
See, but that's
Also, I
not.
think Enzo got like 2 assists in that
Yeah.
Conference League game last night.
What's he? You wanna pay 200K for someone to play subpar in club but play world class in international level?
No, well, what's it called? My stance on Enzo is just like what's it called? If it's on the loan, I'm open. I'm open to
Yeah,
that. But if Barcelona are going to pay big money for him, then that would say hold the phone. That's my stance on him
Yeah,
because
because
I think
our
fair enough.
midfield is already stacked.
yeah, exactly. I saw reports both Enzo and Leao wanted winter loans.
I don't want Liao, bro. I don't want Liao,
Leao on
bro.
the winter loan, I think that'll be impossible. But
I don't want Liao in the club at all because he's like a Dembele type, bro. Like he's this guy. No, like literally, they think it's lazy as fuck, bro. They think like Milan fans want him gone already, bro. Like they're so done with him.
Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll have conversations on in the next upcoming weeks on players being linked and everything.
What about the
But
Spain national team though? Who's gonna get called up though? I know Pedri, Olmo, Casado, right?
Casado potentially there were some talks about that. Balde as
Balde?
well. But I'd rather have these players just stay at
No,
Barcelona.
no, 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 no. But I want them to call up because bro, there's nobody who's good at Madrid. Nobody's good at Madrid, bro. There's no Spanish players in Madrid. He
Lucas
because
Vazquez.
De La Fuente's only relying on players from Barcelona and in the Basque region. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no good players in fucking Real Madrid, bro.
Okay. But all right, boys. That was the episode. We talked about Barcelona, talked about their goal scoring record at the moment, how they're just scoring goals for fun and everything. And hopefully in these next coming weeks, we see Frenkie de Jong and Ansu Fati have a boost in performances.
What's the
And
game though against Real Sociedad? Sunday, Saturday.
it's Sunday, Sunday.
Uh, why do you always
So,
play on Sunday, bro? I want to play Saturday.
I think Barcelona they played Saturday on a couple of that
Yeah,
a
what
couple
like two,
times
three
at the start of the
times.
season. Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah, but
But
most of the time Sunday.
it is what it is. But all right, boys. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the episode. This will be on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, so make sure to tune in over there if you guys do prefer it. And Jay, second, I
Oh,
will thank you
are
guys
you
for
doing a watch
stopping
along
by
though for, for the international break?
for the international break. I'd
Like Spain or fucking I don't know, fucking.
I mean, if there are any big games, then I probably will. But I'll see. Just if there are any interesting games, for example, that catch my eye, I definitely will make sure to have a watch on for that.
All
But
right.
guys, thank you guys for
Peace
watching.
out.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. See you guys all in the next video, boys. Peace out.
Yeah, peace out.